Hello fellow devs. Today I would like to go over my crafting asset. So this crafting asset gives the player the ability to gather up wood, stone, iron, copper, make steel, and make tools out of these assets, or out of these resources. And this is a fully modular system. It allows you to build upon it by using nothing but the data tables. I have two levels that comes with this asset. I have a testing level and a showcase level. First off, we're going to go through the showcase level and kind of run through how the system looks player side. So let's go ahead and hop into that. Alright, so whenever you start, as soon as you walk, you're going to see a tutorial widget pop up. This is just a quick explanation for those that purchase the pack of how this works. So once you grab these, you see a little pop up showing you how much resources you just gathered. If you look, I have a quick explanation of the keybinds, which I do want to go over that. My keybinds are basic. They're generic keybinds, so you can incorporate the system into your own IA, enhanced input action system. So come over here, we grab this, and we take a look at this. So anytime you hit left click, there is a trace directly in front of you that checks for resources, crafting stations, all the sort. That one trace handles all of the logic for that. Open inventory is tab. You do have an inventory. So this over here is your equipped item. There's also extra slots for extra functionality if you like to add that. We also have our inventory set up here with limited slots. So for any type of equipment, there is limited slots. For resources, however, you can hold as many as you like. So with the wood and the stone that you just collected, you should be able to make an axe and a pickaxe. So we come over here, we have two different crafting stations. We have a furnace. This furnace allows you to take raw materials and turn them into refined materials. And we also have an anvil that allows us to take made refined materials and turn them into tools. So we take wood, we click wood, it'll highlight blue for us, and we click right here, and it'll add the wood to the anvil. Take stone, add it right there, and we get a pickaxe. If I hit craft, it'll tell you that I have gathered one stone pick. So I'll have to go ahead and put the wood and the stone in again, and if I hit swap recipe, you'll see that I'll now have an axe. And I'll go ahead and hit craft, and it will show me that I've received one stone axe as well. We got some extra wood sitting here. So hit tab, you can see that you have a stone pick and a stone axe. So I'm going to go ahead and equip a stone axe real quick, and we're going to go ahead and gather up a tree. So every time you mine this tree, the mesh does change. So it will show you that I've chopped a section of the tree off, and another section, and another section. Oh, took me a couple times that time. And then I'll chop off the rest of the tree and leave nothing but a stump. It also shows over there where I've collected 2 wood per tree. I've got it set up right now where big trees give you 5, small trees give you 2. So, and this is all controlled by data tables, so you can you can actually change very easily the amount that it gives the player. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and go into the mines and take a look at the mining portion of this. So I've got my pickaxe. I'm going to come in here, and just because we're going to go ahead and try and mine some gems over here because they look pretty. So you'll notice down there at the bottom right corner it says tool is too weak. There's also a tier system set up on the tools. So if you do venture out to make different variations of tools, you can give them tiers. It's an open-ended integer value, so you can go as high as you like. But for now, I have a stone pickaxe, so I can only mine basic materials. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to get some copper. Alright, I think I've got enough. Do I have enough? Oh yeah, I got 32 right now, that ought to work. Right now I'm going to come over here and get some iron. I have this set up for a very quick progression. You could make it to where a stone pickaxe can only get iron. That way you can make an iron pickaxe, and the iron can get the copper. And that adds an extra level of progression in this. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and travel on back to our crafting station. Alrighty, so if you'll notice here, I actually don't have any refined copper or steel or anything of the sort. That's because I would need to smelt it. Alrighty, so we're going to take some raw iron and we're going to put it in here. I could just take craft and put it in there again, and craft and put it in there again, and craft, but I do have this handy little amount to be crafted UI here, where we can bump it up, and I can go ahead and craft up. Let's go ahead and do 30. I got 32 of each. So, crafted 30 refined iron. I'm going to go ahead and craft up 30 refined copper. Now, if we take copper and iron, we will get a steel ingot, or refined steel. So, we're going to go ahead and create up 30 steel. We're going to come over here. And steel. You know what? I'm going to get my character out of the way here. Alrighty. So now you see that we have a steel pickaxe. Craft. And now I have a steel pickaxe equipped. I can take this steel pickaxe and I can virtually mine anything in this cave if I like. But I'm going to go ahead and put it up for here, because you guys have already seen that part. Alrighty. So now the fun stuff. Now we get to get into the technical stuff. So I do want to go ahead and show you the testing level though. I've spent a lot of time sitting in here playtesting and debugging and things of that nature. So I have already laid out all of the resources you can gather, a few different pickups that you can get. Let's see here, to show you some other features that the tutorial doesn't show you. If I go ahead and collect up some items here. Okay, so I've got iron. There we go. Now I've got some wood. Alright, take some iron, some wood, and I'm gonna make a whole bunch of pickaxes. Alright. So, I can't hold all of that. My inventory's full, but I now have a whole bunch of pickaxes sprawled out around me. That's because it does pick a random spot around the player to spawn the pickup. So, if I try to come over this, you'll see down there at the bottom, it'll pop up your inventory is full. That's because we cannot pick it up. Our inventory is full, and they'll just keep telling the player that. Let's see. I believe that is about it for the testing map. So we're going to go ahead and go over a little bit of what makes this system tick. So as you can see, I've well commented my system so that you should be able to find your way around it if necessary. However, I've tried to make any sort of additions to the system as easy as possible. So, for instance, data tables, craftable items, inventory info. So let's say you wanted to add an extra inventory item. You would go into the enumeration of inventory. You would add a portion here, and then we would go over here to inventory info, add a new data table row, make sure that we select our inventory item per our inventory item we added here, and fill out the requested information. Sort of that process across the board. So you would have to do that here. You would also have to do that in the resource instance data for the resources that we collect, as well as about the most extensive part of adding extra stuff to this would be adding in a new widget slot here, which should just be a copy paste and rename, and then adding a couple extra stacks of calls on these switch on e-inventory, things of the nature. This part becomes the most extensive part of adding to this asset. Other than that, it's pretty direct, straightforward, all data table driven. To explain a little bit about how this system works, so let me first and foremost show you something else. So for the tutorial upon itself, this is the only logic that would need to be carried over, and assuming that your character already has animations set up, this portion right here wouldn't even be needed. This is just for my little egg guy's swinging animation. And that being said, yeah, you just gotta pull over a couple other things that I found necessary to be in here, as well as you would have to implement your resource manager and your crafting interfaces. But other than those tidbits for your character, everything else is handled by this one component. So to explain, this component acts as the central hub for everything. The resource system, whenever you gather up a resource, it sends it back to the component. Anything to do with the UI, the component will send the inventory values to the master widget, which will send inventory values to all of its children, etc., etc. So it is very centralized, it's very organized. I've tried to keep everything well within its place. This is a sneak peek at my documentation, so this flowchart will be here and completed, because right now it's still in progress. But I will also have written instructions, step-by-step instructions on how to add items to the add resources and add inventory items to this asset. As well as, if you don't do well with written instructions, that is fine. I'll also be releasing videos walking you through the process as I do it as well. With that being said, I think that's about all I have to go over. I do want to end out with saying that setting this asset up for sale, I want to give as much support for it as possible. Right now my work email is set up in my FAB account. You would be able to email me there for now, but as soon as this is published, I plan on making a Discord to go along with it, so that I can give more personalized one-on-one help or coaching if need be. I want to say thank you so much for your interest in my product. If you've made it this far, I really hope this is exactly what your game needs. From one fellow dev to another, happy developing, and have a wonderful night.